Welcome back to Brian no longer via satellite.
I've decided to come back from the beach.
Me fresh out of a hospital visit and then an outpatient visit. I had a lot of my medical stuff taken care of today, so hopefully moving forward I'll be a little less...
You gonna milk this? You've been milking it since the Bahama Brackets weekend.
Well, yeah, I know, but...
Still haven't picked up any chicks.
Welcome to the...
It's not working.
Welcome to the American healthcare system where problems like that take a really long time to fix.
Truthfully, you also didn't really pursue it till like after the first of the year anyway.
But that's part of the insurance stuff.
But anyway, we're here. We're talking racing. And I made it back from the beach. So why don't we go ahead, because I was at the beach. You were at Kankakee opening night. Tell us how it went.
I was, you slacker.
Nah, I wasn't slacking. I was flying.
Okay, well, anyway, you took your what would have been your second week, our first week off. So Aaron and I were out at Kankakee and learned a valuable lesson. No matter how good the track looks, you're still going to get peppered if you stand in the wrong spot on the outside. So I got a couple cool shots and then had to send my lens in for cleaning. So other than that, yeah, it was a great night. It was fast paced. You know, Billy and Evan, excuse me, that's part of what we're taking care of medically. They ran a tight ship and had an excellently prepared track. You know, I don't even think we had to rewater. We had one run the, not the grader, the aerator, I guess, around at intermission.
Sheep's foot.
Yeah, there you go. And at the end of the night, Aaron and I walked back across the track. It was still tacky.
Awesome.
So
good.
that was made for an absolutely amazing show. Hats off to. You were gonna have to remind me who all it was that won, because I didn't look at the pictures. And
Mike Spatola.
Yes. Won the late models. Thank you.
Our buddy Stephen Brooks won modifieds.
Stephen Brooks, he won modifieds.
Matt Hammond.
You don't even know.
I got him written down though. Matt Hammond won stock cars.
Mm-hmm. Tebow won Crown Vics.
Tebow won Crown Vics. Jake Momper won the 4-cylinders or Sport Compacts because it's UMP. And then Frank, I don't know how to say your last name, but I'm going to roll with it. Fatigato. I don't know.
We're just going to have to have him on and pronounce it for us.
Someone will correct me, but Fatigato won the B-Mod Pro Mods. That's
Pro
what they're
Mods,
called.
Yep.
Yeah. And kind of a low car count it looked like, but full stands.
I talked to a lot of people walking around the pits. It's early in the year. The weather, the whole way out there, it was raining on us. So by the time we got out there and there wasn't a rain cloud, I was pleasantly surprised. But then I think everybody was saying Farmer City was running the same night and probably pulled a lot of the cars away. Yeah. So, car count could have been better, but the fan count was amazing.
Good. And I know that's been the plea there is to let's put some butts in the stands, and to know that they did that is a good sign. We'll see if that continues over the year out there as we continue our new journey out there with them and support them in everything that they do. But we had our back to our home tracks that we've had for a while. Grundy and Shadyhill had practice, and sunny, cold, but it sounds like both pits were full of cars, and I know Shadyhill continued with the Sunday practice, but I stayed here to work on things that I needed to get done because I was at the beach for a week. I think I'm going to say it 4 more times through the show.
Probably.
Just to remind everybody I was at the beach. And I do get to go back. If you didn't listen to the last episode, I do get to go back in June because I've got to drive my mother-in-law and her husband and their stuff in the U-Haul down.
So what you get for having a CDL?
Pleasures of having a CDL is I get a nice paycheck. I got a good job delivering beer, which is always what's the word here? Is always in season. Whether we're
and you get voluntold you're driving the moving truck.
Yep, perfect. So I'll get to go back, but that'll be spoiler alert. that is ironic. Like, it worked out perfectly. They close middle of May, and then they got I think their apartments like through June, and so the week that Kankakee and Shady Hill both have off, I will be shooting the Hell Tour Wednesday night, June 10th at Kankakee County, and then probably by about 6 or 7 in the morning, I'll be on the road to Florida to drop their stuff off, and then go see, as I told you, doubleheader down there for the Blizzard Series, show 2 and 3. So hopefully good weather, sunny, dry, and I get to see 2 asphalt late model races. And I
feel like Cameron Schuyler's going to have something to say about that.
Yeah, we're not here to talk asphalt though. We're here to talk dirt. And speaking of dirt, in all things social media, we're here to keep the sport alive best we can to help push it. Adrenaline Motorsports Raceway down in Boswell, Indiana, just outside of Lafayette, and Mansfield Speedway over in Ohio, and with Matt Tiff and that resurrection, both are looking promising. In fact, I think today I saw Mansfield Speedway is racing this Saturday night as well. So if you're over in the Ohio area, check them out, man. Help them along with that resurrection, and the more tracks, the better. Just as long as they work together and don't try to schedule over each other.
Right.
So via Facebook and social media, and I think Lee Hall is turning up the track surface with a tractor on Snapchat. If you follow him, if you're friends with him. So yeah, it's good for the sport. Adrenaline hasn't really announced plans to open and race yet, but they're certainly headed in the right direction.
Yeah, progress down there is better than nothing, because I know they had planned on, hey, we might do something, last year before?
They bought it and said next year, and then had 2 fires. I think one was a house fire, one was a truck fire, and had to, and I don't know if that just threw a wrench in their plans, or if
they were just convenient.
Sure. Right. Or if they were kind of just going to take last year as a loss anyway and work on things for this year. But nonetheless, they're progressing, and that's awesome. Our heartfelt condolences going out to Christy Odom Chrysler and the Odom Racing team with the passing of her father, John, earlier in this week. I know he was a racer at heart and started at Raceway Park, and obviously passed that on to his daughter, Christy. Now she races out there at Grundy County Motor Speedway. Says here that he was the self-appointed mayor of Grundy County Speedway. So
he might have been self-appointed, but he got a lot of votes.
Yeah, so that tells you what kind of guy he was. I didn't know him personally, but I'm sure he was a great guy.
I'm sure you met him at some point. You couldn't not know John. Yeah. He was always a delight when he would come up and bother me while I was in the photo booth, and he kind of picked up Aaron's talent of yelling, "Hey, take my picture." He never quite yelled it like Aaron, but he was always up to something. So I'm really gonna miss him.
Yeah.
So on happier notes,
race season is here.
Yeah,
and we're gearing up with Shadyhill Speedway. We're bringing back Billy and Tammy, owners and promoters out there at Shadyhill Speedway in the beautiful Medaryville, Indiana, right off 421. The racetrack is buried in a cornfield somewhere behind some woods, but you can get there. You can find it on maps. It might take you down a gravel road, but it'll pop up out of a hill.
I'm pretty sure they've got some signs pointing the way featuring some good photography pictures.
There are some signs that help guide you, like the Northern Lights. Whatever. Anyway, let's welcome them in. So back, because I didn't do a good enough job last year as fill-in promoter, we've got Billy and Tammy coming on. All right. Welcome back, Billy and Tammy. I guess I didn't do a good enough job last year as fill-in promoter that you guys found some time to come back on and talk all things Shadyhill Speedway. But we're kicking off year 10 for you guys, a whole decade. So let's take a ride in the time machine back to 2017. The check cleared and the keys were in your hand. how have you guys done? What were you guys expecting? Have you met expectations? Have maybe you missed on some? How are you guys feeling about the past decade?
You start.
I'll let Tammy start. Ladies first.
That good, huh?
I really don't want to start.
It's been a learning experience, of course. It's a lot. I think if you took over a restaurant or anything like that, just all the startup fees and this and that, and meeting the new people and what crew's going to stay, and then you got to remember that's before COVID, and it's been a while. So 10 years, we've accomplished quite a bit. We got a lot more to go. I think you would, right? And I know Tammy started off very green about racing.
Yeah.
She was just getting the hang of doing stuff on the race car, and now we're on the other side of the fence, So, but
and that was all asphalt, and this is dirt. I knew like nothing.
Other than that,
yeah, I was ready.
So, yeah, so I don't know if that answered your question or not, but yeah, it's once again, I learned a lot. I mean, what about you, honey?
Yeah.
I was excited, scared. I knew that I didn't know anything, so I was kind of not knowing what to expect. He tried to describe it the best that he could, and some things he got right. It's been difficult, but I've learned so much, and I do still love it 10 years later. So that's a good thing. I'm tired, but I've learned so much stuff that it's very. I'm glad that we took this journey. So.
Yeah, and we've been along the ride for most of it. Dad was with you up until he decided to exit stage left and leave us with piles of photos and data to go through. And we've seen a lot of growth in ourselves and the track and you guys. And you guys know that we came from asphalt too. We're still very heavily involved in asphalt, and I went to a couple dirt races, and now it's we're growing and getting more heavily involved in dirt quite a bit as well. And we've learned a lot along the way, not just in photography, but working hand in hand with you guys about what really goes on behind the scenes at a racetrack and all the prep work. You could have the nicest equipment, but if it breaks, it's broken, right? So, each week seems to be a new story and what's going to break and how we're going to fix it.
Yeah, you guys have definitely come far from when I used to talk to Chris. I didn't talk to you as much, Brian, but I talked to Chris a lot at Illiana and was always impressed with you and your father's organization skills and keeping it looking good. So, yeah, credit to you guys.
I'm glad you saw the publicly facing organizations.
Nothing like the basement. Don't worry. My basement is very, very messy. The business is way more organized than that. But so exciting to embark on year 10 over at Shadyhill, the 2026 season. Is there anything maybe you guys might do differently that you've learned over the past 10 years?
I think that you should answer that.
Just to speed it along, I feel like we've tried so many things, and you could pick the lucky lottery ticket, or you could pick the old maid card, and I feel like we've been through a lot of bad stuff, a lot of stuff we've had to work our way through, but we're getting to the better stuff now, if that makes sense or not. We've had a lot of it was a lot to learn and a lot of things that we weren't lucky with, and but I feel good about this year. Happy with sprint cars, happy with some of the decisions we had to make. I mean, we tried the stock car class, things like that. What's the other class? The Crown Vic class. We gave them a shot and just kind of, I don't know. I feel like we got the 4 best classes you could run now. And you got a entry level 4-bangers, and you got the bombers, which are doing fantastic. And we had a lot of late models finally. It took a while to get that going for people to believe in what we were trying to do. And that's awesome because, all you hear is how expensive a late model is now. Granted, they're not the super late model, but
Mm-hmm.
you can pull the motor and put a big motor in there, and you got a super late. So now it's given. There were so many youngsters in late models just this past weekend testing, so that kind of proved the class is doing well, and the modifieds look like they're getting strong again. We had to go through with all the price increase. I think that's what hurt racing a lot, the increase in tires and just everything. And so as racers are, we learned how to adjust differently, and now we're back. So but a lot of good looking cars this weekend. So, but go ahead, Tammy.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on that. Getting ready for the season. It's I was there Saturday, and my God, we had a full field of bombers we could have raced. And then I
Oh
think
yeah.
it was a whole different crop on Sunday. It was incredible to see everybody itching to get out there and get around the track and find the hiccups. There are certainly a few cars that had some, but I think everybody made the track this weekend.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, work out the bugs, and we were working out bugs too. We were trying the My Race Pass, and we're still working on that. And we've always had it hard out here with no internet, which I've always said we don't have internet because we're in the middle of nowhere, which is a great thing for a racetrack. So, but we're getting there. So
Yeah.
we're excited, one step at a time. I mean, 10 years ago we had
Yeah.
I don't know what we had for a scoreboard. I can't remember. I know it didn't work.
A broken scoreboard.
Yeah, then somebody bought Illiana's. We put Illiana's up. That didn't work. There was no parts for us. We threw that in the garbage. And then we bought one from a racetrack in Wisconsin. That lasted about 2 races. That blew up. So we finally just started saving up. Said we're going to buy a new one. And then love the new one now. And, we put it right in the driver's face, like when they can see it come down the straightaway. It's right there for the crowd. And it's nice. And now we got the My Race Pass. And so it's been, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to do things overnight, and it takes a while to get things worked out and get your crew up to speed and all that. Just like you guys, you guys are so far along.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't there 5 years ago, but now your displays are beautiful at the banquets and stuff. And so, anyway,
Sure. What
Yeah,
he said.
that scoreboard that scoreboard does look very nice in the background of pictures. In fact, if anybody's listening and has a few bucks laying around, makes for a great advertising spot too, with all my pictures of them going into one. But yeah, it also helps my brother count the laps,
Yeah.
especially that mystery 100. At the end
I
of the
can
year.
handle 8. I can't handle 100. So it was always we would be under caution. I'd be texting Dad, "What lap are we going back to?"
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's been nice. So,
Yeah, so we were talking about practice and getting ready for the season. We've already kind of touched on the classes with the JB West Rebel late models, Feed Barn modifieds, Vanderhags bombers, and the new sponsor Condo and Sons 4-bangers. And we've dropped the stock cars altogether as it just couldn't quite get the car count. Similar to Kankakee and the bombers. They tried and tried and tried, but just couldn't quite get the car count. But that being said, we're kicking things off this Saturday night, May 2nd, with the 10th annual White Lightning Showdown.
yes, I always felt like you want to start the year off with something really cool. You want to end the year with something cool if you can. And I might have said this before, but it started off with the Millennium in year 2000. I had a racetrack in North Carolina. We want to do something great because how often are you going to experience a Millennium, right? So that's kind of where the White Lightning came along. Then I brought it to Lake Village, and that was the Cabin Fever Showdown. And now we brought it to here. So just keeps building and building and building. And, it's $5,000 to win for some modified guys. The modified guys put on such a great race. They always do. And it's a good start for somebody to pick up 5,000. It's a good payout. It's well over 10,000 just for the whole purse, but it's just something. It's our little give back to the drivers, to get the season off to a good start. So
Yeah, and we always draw a good crop of talent there. Marshalls, DeYoungs, Spaldings. It's some of the best racers around in the Great Lakes area come down for it and put on. And don't be surprised. We had a couple of guys that I didn't think were going to make the top 10 last year that made it. And I think that's the really exciting part about this race, and it's one of my favorites personally. With the way you qualify them, and if you're not top 10, like see ya. So it really, really you got to put on for that lap and then make the best of your 10.
Yeah, and as far as passing goes, and I know some of the drivers don't like to draw for positions, but it just the race is a combination of skill and luck, and you got to have it. And if you remember a few years back,
Um,
Chris Spalding drew a 10. He started last, and if you could pass a car lap, you could win the
yeah,
thing, and he did it. And so you don't know who's going to win. And I think there's been some really cool winners like Jameson last year and Frank Marshall, and there's been some. It's kind of they've established themselves as they can get this thing done and beat the best, and you win that race, and you've done a pretty good job.
yeah, definitely. Especially
Yeah.
if you win it from the back.
Correct.
After getting fast qualifier too. That was the crazy part. He drew last, started last, qualified first, and still won the thing, which is really awesome. So be sure you're there this Saturday for that race. And then with us being Indiana, and we've had some success with the sprint cars the past couple of years, we're bringing in the Great Lakes Super Series on May 16th, which is the 360 wing sprints. I think they're based out of Michigan or Ohio, somewhere over there. I know they race around here quite a bit because I don't necessarily follow along, but I've seen some of their stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. They got a lot of them, so it should be a full field. And sprint cars have always been. I think everybody likes sprint cars. I mean, they're pretty brave people to be out there. That's definitely a lot of talent with that big right rear tire hanging out and on the edge. So should be fun. I know Tammy's a big sprint car fan, so
It's cool.
Yeah,
she's so outspoken.
yeah, and this. If you follow GLSS on Facebook, you'll see Zane DeVault. And if you know that name from Shadyhill, you know it's because he vaulted over the outside wall, where we now have a catch fence. So,
Hey, we had him on the show not too long after he did
yes,
that.
yes, he did. So hopefully he's with the tour and gets to redeem himself. From I think it was 2018 that happened. We were not there, but we had someone shooting there. I think
we had Ricky Klein was shooting for us that night.
he was shooting for us that night. But yeah, so hopefully he gets to come back and do a lot better this time. If not, catch fences up. We'll be okay. So one of those things we learned over the years, right?
Oh yeah.
But we've also got the American Sprint Car Tour coming back for their third season. I think last year they may have rained out at least once, maybe two of their shows. So we've got them coming in June 20th and August 1st with a rain date of August 29th. Now, is that going to be a potential third show or just a rain date?
It's just the rain date because they had such a bad year, like you said last year. They just didn't. We didn't get many rainouts, but it seemed to hit on their dates. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know they enjoy coming to Shadyhill. I follow them, and John Gurley and a handful of racers really post some really good things about Shadyhill, and they love coming there. In fact, we had a few at practice on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday.
They're a great group of guys.
Tammy started.
Yeah, we love having them. And then we've got the Midwest Throwback Sprint Series coming May 30th and August 22nd. They're also a returning crew. They came last year for one night, and I think they had a pretty good time too.
Yeah, I think a couple showed up for practice too. So they're good guys. If you're an older person or if you're just wanting to start off in something like that, it looks tempting to race one. Looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. And I know us being in Indiana, sprint car capital of the world, and Kokomo and USAC and everything they do, and Sprint Week, maybe one day we'll be on Sprint Week. That'd be pretty cool.
There's definitely a possibility. If it's up to Tammy.
I'll have to take another midweek vacation day. Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. I know Brian Clausen and the BC 39 Forever and his foundation, they're pretty big around here. I see stickers and hats all the time on various cars. So yeah, we're definitely in the middle of sprint car world, and why not dive into it?
Sure. I think they race.
I mean, I definitely love my.
as you seen last year with some of the sprint car races we had, they put out a really good show. They were able to pass really well, and I know one of the races we had a last lap pass, if you remember that, and it was good stuff. I think the Williams boy won it, and so it was cool.
Yep. Yeah, I love my fenders and the beating and banging, but some of those sprint cars, man, they I've lost my train of thought here. They put on a good show even without fenders. There we go.
Well, I like all kinds of racing.
Right.
I started off in quarter midgets, third. I raced a lot of road course. I enjoy road course racing. Then I had a time where I was going to buy a late model, and do I run Illiana or Crown Point Speedway? And decided to go to Crown Point Speedway and do that stuff, and just kind of any kind of racing. Even as far as Tony Stewart, we went to the drag strip last year, to watch the Top Fuel Funny cars and dragsters. So we love any kind of racing. So, but if you had to really pick one, dirt would definitely would win out. So.
Yeah, I definitely clearly I enjoy it. I keep coming back to Shadyhill, and I've had a Kankakee on, and I'm chasing Mars a little bit, and so and it's just like good old boys getting together, in my opinion, And I love going to asphalt too. No knocks on asphalt. You'll catch me at Grundy plenty this year, but it's there's just something about dirt racing and slide jobs, and it's a lot of fun out there.
Well, we got the Brewster.
We're bringing.
You gotta get the Brewster Baker Camaro and go out there and do some track packing. So.
I heard you on the radio. Asked if Steve Wells was going to give me a ride. I looked in there. I said, "There's no way my fat ass is getting out." I might be able to squeeze in, but I'm gonna need help getting out.
You have to drive it then.
We'll get some butter.
Yeah, I guess I'll. yeah, butter me up. Great. Then the mosquitoes
that'll be Rhonda's new title next year.
Yeah, the Brian
photographer lubrication.
There you go.
There you go. Good.
Oh, man. So speaking of late models, staying on the theme of series coming in, we've got the Ultimate Heart of America Super Late Models making their return. They were at Shadyhill back in 21, and Tyler Erb was the winner that night, while he was on vacation from the big late model tours when him and Bobby Pierce had hit their little spat.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be exciting, of course. We're trying to rotate a little bit, things like that, and so it was kind of their rotation to come back this year. So we were happy to have them, and should be a good show.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. Bringing some of those more Eastern folks over this way from, I want to say they're West Virginia based. So, we'll see some more East Coast kind of guys.
Yeah, a lot of Kentucky, a few Ohio's, and a few Indianas too. But yeah, they'll be up here running some different races for us. So put on a good show.
Yeah, and it was actually that night that if you're into record keeping, Kent Robinson set the track record for super lates that night back in 21. Yes, so maybe we'll have a new track record this year.
Could possibly.
And then moving on, we've got the Indiana Mod Lights coming back this year for two shows on July 11th and August 15th. They were one time last year, put on a good show. I think I put in the program they're half size, full speed. So these things get ripping, and I was watching them on a stream. It would have been kind of like Speed Weeks of 25. It seemed like they were flipping each race. I was kind of worried about them coming in, but they did pretty well and put on a pretty good show.
They did. They're good guys. They're working on building their club up, and if you're sitting in the grandstands and want to race, go talk to these guys, and I know you can pick something up like that and get out there and race with them. And they sound cool, and like you said, they put on a good show for us last year. So we had them come back twice, so it should be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for them. But So throughout the year, we have plenty of specials, to complement our weekly racing and our series that we bring in. The first one, obviously, we talked about already, the White Lightning Showdown. But shortly after, the same weekend, Memorial Day weekend, for the Indy 500, we give our four-banger class the Shadyhill 500. Start 33, 11 rows of three. It's they get to qualify, 500 to win. That is a very fun race. If you like seeing traffic jams and 6 and 7 cars wide, catch this one on May 23rd because it's a lot of fun. And some of these four bangers, they're not just knock the glass out and spray paint a number. Some of these guys have quite a bit of money and talent.
I say Ryan Lagasse, I know, puts vinyl numbers on his.
Yeah.
He's the veteran, of course. But yeah, no, we wanted to do it years ago, but we had to get everybody on the same page with all the transponders, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't score that race. It's impossible. I guess it's possible.
Could you imagine Dad trying to score that?
Yeah.
I'm sure Dad would try to score it, but he'd be cussing about it.
Yeah, your dad don't cuss much, but he might have cussed on that one. But yeah. So it's fun to see, like you said, they go 3 and 4 and 5 wide in a good time. It's a good time. I feel it's to see 33 cars on a track like that going after it. It's definitely cool. And the four-banger sound is nice, magnified by 33. So we got the wreath. We got the winner's wreath now, and the milk, and it just continues to build every year. I think we pay everybody $100 to start that day, so that's a kind of expensive race, but it's cool.
Yeah. Racers complain about not getting paid enough. So here's your chance. Show up for this one.
I gotta say, I know there was a time when that was significantly more than winning money is $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got the 26th annual Firecracker 50. We're also celebrating on Independence Day the 250th anniversary of the United States of America with the Firecracker 50, which has a very healthy list of very talented drivers as previous winners. And I know the modified class shows up and puts on for this one.
Yes, they do, and it's we're very lucky this year that the July 4th is officially on Saturday night. That's nice. When it's on a Tuesday, what do? Do you have it the week before or the week after? So it's nice to have it on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And, the fireworks show and all that stuff. That's Tammy's favorite stuff, the fireworks.
Is my favorite.
So yeah, like we said before, modifieds, they have no problem putting on a good show. And who will win, have no idea. So come out, definitely check that one out. Good fireworks show. It's a lot of fun. Usually hot, if you remember. It's like it's a roaster, but it should be cool.
Yep. Plenty of ice cream and cold beer. drinks.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, Tammy.
Yes, it's always a good one.
Tammy talks way more than this. I know.
When, last year?
No, when the camera's off, you'll be.
Oh, you're answering. What you're going to say.
So, but anyway,
you're taking the words right off her mouth.
Right.
Right.
So we put on for our JB West Rebel Late Model class the Brewster Baker Classic. I know that started back when we had the crate late models out there, but we've continued on with the Rebel Late Model class as well.
True. I'm still working on some of that stuff and trying to get sponsors for stuff like that, and it's busy. It's hard to cover all our bases on that stuff, but fun race. It's always. Those guys. I know last year I think it was a Colwick one, I believe, and it seems to always work out to be a good race. So there's the late models put on a good race. So just thrilled to have them getting bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger. I was so impressed to see the kids, getting them late models. I can't imagine being that age and having a late model already. That would be quite exciting, So looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And then we will bring back the Fan Appreciation Night with the hot dog toss. You know, as long as hot dogs don't go through the roof.
It depends on how hard you throw them.
Yeah, I don't know. And we're bringing back fan bingo. You want to explain fan bingo a little bit for our listeners?
Tammy. All right, I'll explain it.
Right under the bus there.
Basically, we give like 100 cards out as you come in, and then my dad or Josh Lake or somebody just basically calls out the numbers, and we play bingo in the crowd. We give little pencils to everybody, just something fun to do. It's always while we're out there prepping the track, you guys playing bingo. So try to pass the time a little bit. But
yeah.
Always cool.
And we give out what, like $20 bills?
Yeah. My dad's got a pocket full of 20s and
it's just something
passes
different.
them out to some winners, So.
Great. Yeah, great. Now he's gonna get mugged.
Right.
That night. Give me them 20s. Good. Awesome. And then we've got 2 autograph nights on the schedule. Insert plug for driver cards here.
There you go.
And we got a couple of Harf nights. For anybody that doesn't know, that's Hoosier Auto Racing Fan. It's a club. It's you gotta be part of it, pay in, and I know Levi and that crew come with all the bells and whistles. They got all kinds of merch to sell. They do a really good job of supporting racing. Looks like another guest has joined the show. Oh my goodness! All right, I'm not gonna stop recording it, and I'll just cut it. Yeah. Hey. Get over here.
Boost her up. That's cute. He brought his little squeaky.
Yeah. Well, he's got all his toys down here. Now he wants it. All right, back in. Okay. So Harf Nights, that's where we were. All right. And then we finish up the season with the Bomber Bonus and Champ Night and the 10th annual Mystery 100, which is potentially the most grueling 100 laps a modified might go. And I think it's probably the longest modified race in the state, potentially the Midwest. I don't know how many 100 lap modified races are out there, but this is a good one. It's one of my favorites again. With the 52, it's really 2 50-lap features, and we do the 15-minute intermission, which I think is probably the coolest part of the season. Unless you buy a pit pass, you don't really get to see crews working on cars and wrenching on things, and we just pull them right up front on the front stretch for everyone to see. And you kind of get to get down and get close as a fan and see some of that. And I know Dave is walking around interviewing some guys about what setup they're doing, and I think that's one of my favorites, actually.
It is, and that was another race that I had thought of years and years ago and kept bringing it back to whatever track I ended up going to. Lake Village, it was known as the Hillbilly Hustle. There was a pit stop for go-karts, and that had never been done before. That was definitely cool and a lot of fun. But, yeah, you're right, how the drivers get out. They're all sweaty, and did they make the right changes or did they not? And you'll see when they start the second 50 laps. And it's produced some really cool winners, in my opinion, and it's a pretty good chunk of change. Tammy literally counts all the money we got, and we pay everybody, and then whatever's left over, the winner gets. Some years are better than others, and but it's 100 laps. Think about that one. It's as a driver, I would absolutely enjoy doing that. That would be fantastic. And I know, Scheidler and DeYoung really put on a great show for us last year, and clean. They drove clean and professional, and just put on a heck of a show. And your newly crowned track champion wins the mystery too. So kind of cool. And then think about that. These guys are racing; they don't know what they're going to win. I don't know any race like that anywhere, and it just goes to show these drivers. I mean, they know they're going to win something, but they're not greedy people at all. They know that we'll get paid pretty good. I mean, you think about the Hell Tour. They pay $1,500 to win, and here you're getting. I know what it was. I don't think Lomax won $13,000 one year. So it's up there pretty good. So,
it's never been low. I mean, didn't we?
It's always at least
5? I think we started.
The worst year was 5,000. Which is still not bad, But
it's a lot of change for
us.
Us.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think it's a lot of change for the winter.
Yeah.
Yep. It's very
I'm
cool.
sure the drivers appreciate getting paid with a big check and not actual change.
right.
That
Yeah.
could be the mystery one year. We'll just give a big
There you go.
just rolls of
I can
pennies.
always tell when it was nickel toss night and Brian would bring me home the cash bag and it could it's the jingle bells in the money bag.
Yeah. Well, that kind of wraps up the schedule, for the year, and there will be giveaways all summer long. We work hard on putting the souvenir program together. I know that Stan Kalazinski has always pushed for a good one, and I've talked to Nimpenberg, and I know he said he wanted to do one over there at Kankakee, and I'm proud of the work we do on that and keep that thing going. We did it at Illiana. I know Grundy continues with theirs, but you start going to some of the tracks. I don't see programs, anything like that anymore. And it's a time and it's effort and it's an expense, but I think in the end it's really cool opportunity to kind of memorialize, I guess maybe stat keeping. All the points. We list every point earner in each division in there. All the advertisers that are in there. It's the place for autographs. It's one of my favorite parts that we continue to do over at Shadyhill is that souvenir program.
My favorite too, and I appreciate you so much. You do so much hard work on that, and it comes out beautiful. And all the advertisers.
You're welcome. I'm sorry I took so long this year.
Yeah, that's okay. It's gonna be great we'll get it. I didn't count how many advertisers.
I can confirm you didn't start the latest.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. It felt like a lot more than last year. I tell you what.
Yeah, we had lost a little last year, and I brought that back and some. So I appreciate everybody that advertises in there. It makes it a beautiful book, and the few businesses that give us the lucky program prizes: Indiana Beverage and Kirstein's and Main Street Floral. That's pretty much it, but I appreciate it. Anybody who wants to give program prizes, just come see me. We'll be happy to take them.
We'll have to talk to them Goodacre Photography boys. They probably
I'm sure they can come up with something.
You guys give, yeah. I didn't mean to leave you out.
Yeah. No, you're okay. We know. We know. Let's see. Yeah, so that's Shirt Cannon. And I'm sure we'll come up with some other goofy ideas along the way that may entice some people to buy 50/50 tickets or whatever. But yeah, so that's 2026 Shadyhill Speedway. Things are looking up. We're getting excited. Season's getting ready to start. But what are you two most looking forward to this year?
Am I going first? I do always look forward to the 4th of July because I love lighting off the fireworks. And so I'm really excited that it's America's 250th birthday because I just want to kind of highlight that all year long. So I don't know, just in general.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to?
Oh, I mean, there's so much to look forward to. I hope it's a safe year for everybody, of course. And then we did something a little different this year. We took one date off. I think it's
2.
I'm sorry, 2 dates off.
2.
Yes. So many tracks are running, monthly or bi-weekly or whatever. And it is honestly a lot of work. It's so much work. I'm looking forward to taking just 1 week off because we never get it. Even in a rain out, you still prepared everything, set everything up, and you're getting right down to the last minute. Can you make this thing or not? And that's not time off. And then all kinds of people show up and, we could have raced and all this crap. Just like the track now. It rained this morning, was working on it. It started raining again, and it's wet. I mean, it's cold. We're not getting no temperature. And so that's what I'm looking forward to is a break. That would be cool. Just for oil changes and stuff that's broke and work on some of the buildings. And, because we're just a 2-person team, basically.
Yeah.
And it's a lot to keep up with. And so, but looking forward to the 4 divisions, all of our specials. I mean, all the stuff we talked about, all the way down to the mystery again. It's then when that race is going, and we click the lights out, we put in a hell of a year, and we did our best every week we could, and hopefully the people enjoyed it. And that's another thing I would say too. My gosh, the people are just we're very lucky. We have the best fans. I'm not just saying that. There's no reason for me to have to say that. It's true. They're just great people.
True.
Yeah.
But other
Yeah.
than that,
I was really impressed by the crowd showing up to practice on Saturday.
Yeah,
There's quite a few there.
Yeah, no complaints. I mean, when you think about it, the country's in a war. Gas is very expensive. It's all difficult, but we all adjust and figure out how we're going to race and how we're going to keep the show going and keep the lights going and all that stuff. And how it is. That's how racers do. But hopefully things get turned around. And
yeah,
this is the year, for America to celebrate. Like Tammy said, we're excited to celebrate. And I will say, without Tammy she's quiet, but she does so much for this racetrack that people wouldn't believe, to keep it all organized and keep it rolling. So
does Billy.
But hopefully we make a good team, and we think about it down the road a little bit, like in 5 years or so, or 10 years, like we'll be all wore out, basically. So what will happen with them? Who will run it, and who will do all that stuff? So, but in the meantime, we're enjoying it. Maybe you'll run it, Brian. Who knows?
Well, I did say I'm at least 5 years out from that potential when offered a spot over at Kankakee. So I guess call me in 5 years. You know where to find me.
But anyways.
Yes. So before you head out, we do our one positive segment. So if you've got one positive from racing, if you care to share it with us, we appreciate it.
Go ahead, Tammy.
One positive. I mean, there's a lot of positives, but I guess the one thing that comes to mind is just all the people that I've met over the years. There's so much history here, and I love history, and it's an honor to carry this place on for all those people that it means so much to. And I guess that's the coolest part of it for me. Yes, it's a business that I run, that I'm trying to make money at, and that, but the coolest part is that it means so much, and I'm working myself to the bone to try to keep it open so everybody can have this place, for years to come. Because that's important to me, that it keeps going.
Cool.
You?
Positive. Tammy's enlightened me to how wonderful the families are here. I mean, really, it is. When you see, I had the Bitterleys come to mind. Jesse got himself a modified, and I think Trevor jumped in there and rode around. I mean, the father sons and the 3 generations, and there's just so much family. It means so much to people. You can tell how happy people were to be here, and I'm happy to be just a small part of it. And you guys talk about your program. You can look back at the 2017 program, from 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see who's raced and who's not racing no more. And unfortunately, we've lost a few people. And but the positive thing, the people, and then all the way down to, I know you guys came for when Tippett put on the Mike Hollifield thing. Just stuff like that just happens a lot, and it's people just put on good things, donate good things, and they just show how good they are. You got a couple of turns every now and then, but I mean, on the overall, the people are fantastic. So very thankful for that. As long as
when you're here, you're family.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good family out there at Shadyhill, and I've certainly can testify to your story about how wonderful some of these families are, and they support us, and they have no idea who we are, and they're they're just there like, hey, thanks for being here. You do a good job and everything. And like just simple compliments like that go a long way. And it's a really good crowd out there, and they're there in full force every week. Could be 49 degrees with a chance of rain. And when I walk in there for opening ceremonies, and there's no less than half the bleachers full, it's really a cool sight. And then come 4th of July, and you can't see an open seat between turn 1 and the tech shed or the tech garage. That's just such a cool feeling.
Yes.
Indeed, it is. And you guys do a great job too. Of course, you were taught by a good guy, and you guys get you going. So
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yes, yeah. Thank God he drugged me kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I said I wasn't. I remember standing on the stairs telling him I wasn't going racing, and he just wanted to get out the damn door. I said, I'm not going unless Pete Recitar's there. And full circle moment. We had a Pete Recitar follow us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks
not
ago.
just a Pete Recitar, the Pete Recitar.
Yeah. So it's
Wow.
cool full circle moment,
Yeah.
about the whole racing family. But yeah,
Well, and after Illiana closed and Dad and I talked about how much work this is and how much time we were committing, and wanted to just go sit in the stands as fans, and that lasted from Mike announcing that Illiana was closed all the way till like second week of May. I think we were in the infield at Grundy.
I like how your dad was a Larry Schuler fan too. So that's. I was just thinking about Larry Schuler the other day. How what an amazing career that guy's had. I don't know anybody that's raced that long and still competitive. And yeah, so good. Once again, good memories.
Yeah.
Well, we will certainly keep the memories flowing over at Shadyhill Speedway this year, as well as all the other tracks we tend to this summer. But just want to thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you Saturday night.
Thank you.
No problem. You guys too.
All right. And that was Billy and Tammy talking Shadyhill Speedway for the 2026 season. Got a lot going on.
Yeah.
That's not quite Grundy's level, having double headers, here and there, but
right. But they got plenty on their schedule too. That's the thing that excites me about looking at this year is there's so many schedules and they're so full of stuff.
Yeah. And added a track focusing on the podcast here and creating content and shows for people to listen to or watch.
Guys,
hopefully you're watching.
Content creators.
Not yet. I mean, we're just podcasters at this point. As soon as you catch me out there doing Josh Link type videos about hit him with your purse and stuff like that, and start posting everything on TikTok and Facebook rules and
I think that's
Instagram
when you become
stories.
an influencer.
That's content creation. Influencer is, hey, look at this shirt, buy one. Hey, look at that hat.
Oh, so you're already an
buy
influencer.
one. Look at this. Yeah, influencer is you're basically a spokesperson for whatever brand or shirt, And if you watch Gary Vaynerchuk, whatever the hell his name is, great
Gary
guy
V.
to listen to. Gary V's awesome. He's talked a lot about he thinks the next big thing is, and it's actually already very much a big thing over in China and Japan and out there, and it's becoming very big here in the States, is that live shopping. And I'm like, here's a shirt, buy it. Here's jewelry, buy it. Here's this, buy it. And
I've seen some people getting into that.
You're on TikTok Live, the cards, card collecting.
Yeah.
Opening packs and stuff.
I remember
That's
back
huge.
in the day when we called that QVC.
Which still exists for all you boomers. But anyway, so exciting time, here in the Chicagoland for racing. Kankakee has started. Grundy is technically started. Shadyhill's about to start. Spoiler alert! Just got the update that Plymouth is not starting yet.
Yeah, they're pushing it back
So
a
we're
week because
just,
of the weather. As
little-
far as I
little
know,
cold.
we're still on board for Mini Wedge Sunday.
Yeah.
But
So,
Friday night's supposed to get a little chilly.
Yeah. So
To which I say at Grundy anyway, not till Saturday, but at Grundy, we sell hand warmers.
Shadyhill, we sell blankets and hand
hoodies.
warmers too. We got it. Well, do we? We don't have hoodies at Shadyhill, but
no.
Yes. So
yeah, we should influence them to have some hoodies.
Well, we'll see how things go. So, yeah, and like I like that Billy and Tammy. They put stuff on here. They do some kind of off the wall ideas like Dirt Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even talk about that tonight. Dirt Olympics is always a fun night. You get they do such a good job with crowd involvement.
Mm-hmm.
You can do your autograph nights and stuff like that, but there's the kids and people that run down to Victory Lane. I need to have that wider angle lens or take
the
a
stampede that I warn all visiting photographers about, and they
I'm
sure they believe me, but they never quite believe me until they see it.
Yeah, I know I said it a couple times on here, but I'll never forget Knippenberg Jr. climbing out of his late model there after a feature win, and he's like, hands up, and he looks down, and who are all you kids? And it's awesome that that's how we do things out there.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, maybe it's a little bit less professional than other places, and maybe it's a lot more chaotic than other places. I gotta become a parent as 2 10 and 11-year-old kids are running circles chasing each other around the car, and I'm stop it, sort of thing. But it keeps them excited. It keeps them coming back, even though it's really mom and dad dragging them there, whatever the case may be. But it's awesome the way Billy and Tammy involve the fans throughout the year.
Yeah.
And I would love to see more tracks get on board with that, because we talk about it all the time on here about how to get more fans in the stands. Involve them.
Mm-hmm.
Get them involved. It might be silly, fan bingo. I still don't quite understand it. I mean, I'm not a fan playing it, so it doesn't really matter to me. But ultimately,
we can get you a card next time.
I know where the $20 are. I'll go talk to Dave. So it's things like that are really cool, And I know Plymouth did a money drop, as successful or unsuccessful as that may or may not have been.
I'm just glad I wasn't the one up in the lift dropping the money.
Yeah. So it's doing cool, off the wall, not very original,
right.
very unique things to keep fans involved and engaged. That's how you put fans in the stands. You could talk about price. I think ultimately, you can't put a price on, good entertainment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sure, maybe mom and dad didn't have the paycheck this week to come out, and maybe they got to save up a little money because you got a big family or whatever.
I'll come out on bingo night, where the 20s are at.
yeah, right. So
it's free hot dog night, and we'll feed you.
Free hot dog night over at Kankakee, and the hot dog toss at Shadyhill, and it's just us growing up as fans. I think kind of understand that better than maybe people that have just been racers or
right,
haven't really been around racing, and it's beating a dead horse at this point with the lengths that we've talked about it and continue to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
How do we put fans in the stands? NASCAR gets fans because it's the premier professional level, right? And even then they struggle to get fans.
Well, what'll put butts in the seats for NASCAR? When you get the kid from Michigan winning a race and ghost riding his victory lap.
That was awesome. That was awesome, and that was a kind of a Dale Earnhardt move. He did that to clean his windshield, not to celebrate.
Dale's is more functional, but and I like to see that NASCAR has said we are not banning that. That was awesome.
Yeah, or punishing him.
Because the first thing I thought is this is going to be like Ross Chastain's Hail Melon, where they're going to use it in the advertising for the next 150 years,
but say no one can do it. Yeah, so that was awesome. Congrats to Carson Hocevar. I know.
Congrats to all of our Michigan listeners who are just over the moon that Carson Hocevar won that race too.
Yeah, and I know our friend Kendall and Cody have shot him.
Yeah,
I've taken pictures of him.
Speaking of Cody, man,
Yeah, he was.
It was fun to see him out at Kankakee because I know he had messaged me earlier in the day saying, "Hey, you guys just took over Kankakee. Do you mind if I shoot with you?" Because literally, I think Kankakee and Farmer City were the only tracks that ran last Friday.
Yeah.
So he was bored in Michigan.
In our area.
Yeah. So I said he was bored in Michigan. I said, yeah, sure, why not? I'm not opposed to friends of ours sneaking down in the infield. And it's always good to have additional eyes on the sport because
definitely.
not everybody that follows Cody follows us. Not everybody that follows us follows Cody.
Right. Yeah, and that's what we do here. That's what we preach. That's what we're about. Sure. There's a little bit of competition, because we always want to be the best.
Well, what I've always seen is
hostility.
Competition is at the bottom, cooperation is at the top.
Yeah, and like we had our stint at Illiana where we were very territorial. And
we had a lot of help with the track management there too, being territorial for us.
Yeah, we were young and. We had our run in that I think really helped boost our name. Boost sales that week. Was it there? It doesn't matter if it's good publicity or bad publicity. All publicity is good.
Well, and
which
at the time
I think
too,
only goes so far.
At the time too, even now the infield, it's not legally our racetrack, but I've always thought of the infield as kind of our territory. If anybody is out there with a camera, they're our responsibility.
Yeah. And we do kind of have an open photography or open infield kind of policy. If you want to come shoot with us, you're more than welcome to. Just reach out and talk to us. I know Chris has coached up quite a few photographers over the years. In fact, I think the biggest feather in your cap is that we once were oogling over Kalazinski's photos, and now you're getting questions from him.
When Stan Kalazinski comes to me and asks what to do, that's it's
a big feather in your cap.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, enough about us. More about racing, right?
Well, about nothing or more about us. We've got an episode kind of in the preliminary stages. Aaron wants to come on and flip the camera around and interview us so you can learn more about the two idiots that took over this podcast and stand unprotected in the infield at several racetracks.
I use protection. I got earplugs. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be a show coming up. Probably next week, unless we figure something out, because we're kind of wells running dry. So, but luckily race season's starting.
We're a little bit out of promoters.
Yeah, right. Well, we could go dig somebody up.
I'm sure we could
find somebody. So but we got racing starting this week, and so that'll give us some opportunity to find some people to talk to. Just to have on the show a little bit more than just you and I running over what happened last week.
If you got something to say, you're more than welcome to send us a message and say, hey, I want to be on the show. I feel like I need my opinion heard.
Yeah, we
definitely take volunteers. Tony Eldridge, I think, volunteered for about half of the episodes he was on. He just randomly messaged me, hey, guys, we're doing a podcast this week. I need to talk about this.
Yeah. Well, luckily nobody's got my number, so we won't have any random middle of the week
says
shows.
It's on our order forms.
Well, that's true. I guess you can find it, can't you?
And it's on all the business cards you hand out.
That's true. I guess a lot of people have my number. Anyway, if you want to be on, come on. We'll have you on. We'll figure out something juicy to talk about.
If you want to sponsor us, we've got open sponsor slots too.
Yes, we do. That's coming up. But nonetheless, we should probably hit our one positive.
Yeah, we probably should.
I should probably go make dinner here pretty soon. So, what's your one positive?
I'm gonna say you're getting abandoned right now.
Yeah, Kelsey's probably home.
My one positive. How to phrase this as well as I can. My one positive isn't necessarily that I was at a dirt track. Sorry, Cameron. I did enjoy my time at the dirt track this week. Sounds like we might be looking at maybe having at least 3 people on the team there this week if the weather
You
holds
liked it
out.
so much, you're coming back?
Well, it's, with Plymouth saying, "Hey, we're not running this week," and my Friday night opened up because Grundy starts on Saturday. But just standing in the infield at Kankakee, a track that 6 months ago was going to be gone forever.
Hell, I think 4 months ago.
Well,
3.
Yeah. And being there for the last race, it was kind of like, man, I wish I'd come out here more often because this is a pretty cool place. So now, first race this year, and guess what? I'm in the infield looking up in the stands and seeing so many people there. That was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Should I keep talking? Did you come up with yours yet?
No. I did my homework for once.
All right. Well, you had a week off. I would hope so.
Well, I did it last night. Procrastinator. But my one positive for this week is the race season starting.
Yeah.
And, I'm excited to build on existing relationships, much like the Knippenberg and Eckhoff and, little bit of Grundy, Big Daddy and I have a great relationship. And, I mean, shit, we see each other 3 times a year, if that, maybe 4, if we're lucky, depending on how rainouts fall. And, with mini wedges kicking off, and Tony being out and Ryan Powell and the group being in, we get to continue building that one. It's still fairly fresh, and that's a whole community out there that I'm not really tied to.
Despite you spend 4 days a week out there.
Right, not at the racetrack delivering beer. I'm in that area, but also starting new relationships with the new racers, and showing them what we're about and what we can do for them and help them out, along the way. You can see here some door panels from stuff we've, done
behind the weight machine.
Yeah. They got a little bit less dust on them than that weight machine.
Yeah, we need to get your office set up.
Yeah. Well, didn't think I was going to have the wide angle lens going today, but whatever. There is my downstairs in all of its glory. Don't report me to hoarders or anything. We're not that bad yet.
That's why I got the curtain.
Yeah. But just the relationships at the racetrack. That's with this race season starting up finally. It feels like it's been here for a month and now it's actually finally here. And so yeah, that's what I'm excited about for the year. That's what I'm that's a positive thing from racing. You heard Billy and Tammy talk about the families at Shadyhill and yeah, the Wolfords, the Bitterlings, the Days, oh my God, there's so many Scheidlers out there. All the Scheidlers. I haven't met a bad one or a mean one or an angry one yet. Of course, I'm in the infield.
Well, see, that's the thing is we frequently do encounter drivers at either the highest or lowest of their emotions.
Yeah, I got an earful from Tippin when he crashed. I think it was the 3rd or 4th week in a row. I got an earful from him, and then at the end of the season, he wins a feature, and I think he was almost speechless. So that's
something. Chris Tippett being speechless.
That's very exciting for us. Getting to do all that and see those emotions. As an artist, as someone that is pretty good with his emotions, and getting to experience that with him is very cool. Colwick, really any driver that jumps up on the roof and is shit. I think Camden, not Murphy, that's a throwback. Camden Cooley almost threw my flag. I think he did throw my flag. And that's exciting, to see these kids win.
Pretty sure Moorhead drove off with my flag one night at South Bend.
That wouldn't be the first and wouldn't be the last, So I really enjoy that about racing. So, that's a positive that I'm looking forward to. I guess that kind of sums up both of those because I do have most looking forward to this season. What do you got? I know Steve kind of asked us a couple weeks ago.
See, I should have looked this.
You should have read the script?
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to this year?
What am I most looking forward to?
Your surgery on the 11th?
My surgery on the 11th.
So you can be done with this?
Yeah, so I can actually enjoy some of Preacher's food again.
It's going to be a couple. I know when Dad had his gallbladder out, he said it was a couple weeks.
Everybody worked. Oh, what's the first thing you're going to eat after you get your gallbladder taken out? Well, I was going to go to Mexican that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll be a few weeks before I think I'm going to be able to actually, start working back up to bacon cheeseburgers.
Yeah, and pizza.
Yeah.
Greasy. Yes.
So what I'm most looking forward to is being able to eat the food at the racetrack again.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I will enjoy plenty of hot dogs and cheeseburgers while you can't.
I'm sure you will.
Should only be about a month or so.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
We can enjoy one together at Bahama Brackets.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can have Dan barbecue for us, and I'll actually be able to eat everything that he cooks.
I can see you drooling from over here.
Yes. You're usually the one that gets excited about food.
I do love food. Why do I think we keep talking about it? Anyway, let's wrap this thing up.
Yeah, I'm going to say, you're getting hungry and you got dinner upstairs.
Yes, I got to go make it. Shameless self-promotion because we're no longer nepotist or narcissist, whatever you want to call us.
# shameless self-promotion.
Yes.
I should get the .com to make that an actual thing.
Yeah, right. So, as you all know, we're the photographers at Kankakee, Grundy, and Shadyhill Speedway. We'll be out at Plymouth and South Bend when time allows. Mini wedges over at Plymouth will be there for all but like one or two of them, I believe, because they did flip-flop some scheduling around.
Yeah, they
to
had
accommodate
some
Kalamazoo.
conflicts for Kalamazoo, and I know there's one we're gonna miss, but I want to say Liz has stepped up to take our spot that night.
Thank you, Liz. I don't know if you listen to us, but thank you. And then we've got you covered for merch, apparel, etc.
Yeah, stand up, do an outfit check.
Model. Yes. So here is our White Lightning shirt, and it's available online at the Speedway. I got the long sleeve, we got short sleeves, and now it's blurry just in time for this. Perfect.
The actual shirt is not, in fact, blurry.
There's the back. You can't see it because it's blurry. But yes, we got them at the racetrack. Does not come with the beer belly. That's mine.
You got to provide your own there.
Yeah. I can help you provide that, though. And let's see. We're kind of blurry. This is going to be in the podcast. That'll be fun. Check out my camera from the beach, and we're back to blurry. I don't care. So, yes. So, we alluded to it earlier. We got the driver cards for autograph night. Now that practices are out of the way, opening nights are coming up. Get with us. Prices haven't changed because I didn't do my homework. So prices will stay the same this year. Of course, all the photos, all the sublimation stuff we do. You want your car on a magnet? We got you. On a cup, we got 100 of them. Almost dropped an F-bomb. Mouse pads.
Sorry, we're not monetized anyway.
I know. We got a shitload of stuff.
See you there.
Head on over to shop.goodacrephotography.com. Check it all out. Reach out to us on Facebook, email. Our phone numbers are out there somewhere, apparently.
Yep, contact us.
Get a hold of us, and we'll get you taken care of with whatever it is you need. And if we can't, we'll help you find a solution for that.
All right, you got anything else?
Yes, support your tracks. Get there. Yeah. Support the racers. Support the sponsors and advertisers. Mm-hmm. You see billboards. We talked about the souvenir program at Shadyhill and Grundy. Support those advertisers because they support us. You get to go down in the pits and talk with your favorite driver. Try to support their sponsors because they support them and helps them get to the racetrack. And then get to the racetrack, buy a drink, buy a hot dog, buy
one of those souvenir programs if they got them.
Buy as many souvenir programs each week as you can because you don't want to miss out on the cool souvenir lucky numbers. That didn't come out right. You don't want to miss out on any of the souvenirs that you could win with the lucky number.
There you go.
And I know that they look good because I personally did them. So if they look bad, you can tell me and I'll try not to be offended. But yeah, support your tracks. And so the upcoming events, as we just mentioned, this just in. breaking news. Plymouth Speedway has adjusted their opening night Mid-Am show to May 29th. Is that confirmed?
Yeah,
I think
I believe
it's
the
on
opening night
Facebook.
is now next week, and May 29th, the Mid-Am Series had an opening.
So follow them on Facebook for any more updates. As far as we know, mini wedges are still on for Sunday. Also Friday night over at the Kankakee County Motor Speedway is the Tom Pasick Memorial, $2,094 to win, $194 to start. Sponsored by Land of Frost Lunch Meats. I don't really know that sponsor. I think all they do is lunch meats, but
Yeah,
shout out to Land of Frost on that sponsorship.
Anyway.
I know we've had them over the years. That got them. I know that. Saturday, May 2nd, we've got Grundy County Speedway Cabin Fever opening night. And the over at Shadyhill in Medaryville, Indiana, is the 10th annual White Lightning Showdown plus opening night. Because we've said it 3 times already tonight. So don't forget. And then Sunday is currently Plymouth Mini Wedges. Following up next week, Friday, May 8th. Kankakee County Speedway is free hot dogs presented by Big Daddy Woo Woo, plus weekly racing.
A different Big Daddy than Grundy's Big Daddy.
Not the same Big Daddy. Plus the Kankakee County Vintage Series will be in there for their first show of the year. Plymouth is now opening night, and current schedule says Grand Slam. I'll assume it's the same. We'll, I guess, enlighten everybody next week when we get an updated schedule, which I guess means we're going to have to do a show next week. So we'll figure that out too. And then
I think we're pretty on the hook for every week now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're starting to make some steam. I'm starting to get people. I didn't realize you guys had a podcast. Well, now you got some homework to do.
Yep.
Shout out to Dom at Grundy.
Then also May 8th, Grundy County has their First Responders Night and a Mid-Am special plus some weekly racing. Their first doubleheader of the year, Saturday, May 9th, Grundy has the 6-pack #1 Wayne Carter Twin 50s for the super late models. This would be the Plymouth Mini Wedges Saturday night that we won't make it because Chris will be at Grundy and I will be at Shadyhill for the Dirt Olympics.
So if anybody has a line on a reliable, good-working cloning machine.
Yeah. Well, I got a line on one that makes me blurry.
Yeah, that's not
Hello.
a cloning, that's a blurring.
Yeah. Hello. Look at that.
Or some sort of teleportation device.
Yeah.
Or a helicopter.
Yes. So thanks. We'll have to give our due thanks to S4 Motorsports for supporting us in the early years. I know I haven't been over there to really talk to Stan at all, really.
I
know
say you didn't race at all
RC
this winter.
I did not. And I know you go over an RC race, and hopefully next year I'll get back in there. But thanks to Stan Zolotz over at S4 Motorsports, and we want to wish him and his team a good year. I'm sure they'll be racing that Twin 50s.
I can't remember if he said he was going to be there for that one or not. I know he's got car shows early on here, and I know they're just getting the car wrapped, I think, last weekend.
Yeah.
But it's Stan. He's always like, June before they make it to the track reliably.
Yeah.
Which is a thing when you're not running for points.
Right. And Damn It videos, thank him. He's always supporting us and what we do, and I think we support him back tenfold. And he's got a lot of good videos out there from over the years. I know I like the end of the year.
You like the one where I almost get run over, don't you?
No, because if you get ran over, guess who has to go shoot Grundy? And
I said almost.
We can't clone and we can't teleport, so I know.
Because nobody's given us a machine yet.
I like watching the all the wreck videos at the end of the year. You remember that VHS Dad had, like the wrecks of
like 3 or 4
taught us how
them,
to watch racing.
Yep.
So if I find that, I'll go get the dust off and the VHS out and watch it again. So thank you to those two guys. Thank you to everyone for listening and supporting us. This would be the insert ads here. I believe this 5-second window could go for 10, 15, 20 bucks.
We need to get one of those advertised here billboards.
Yeah, no kidding. So if you'd like to advertise on here, we would more than love to shout you out. You know, we like to talk.
Yeah, it
As
feels kind
as
of
you can
like
see.
us shouting ourselves out at the end of every episode gets a little dull.
It does. It does. I'm tired of it.
Want to advertise
Anyway.
for somebody else?
Anyway, support Goodacre Photography, Goodacre Design, Illiana Stock Car Radio. Click the link, bell,
wherever
whatever.
it is
support,
down there somewhere.
Subscribe.
Share with friends. Tell your friends about us.
Tell me how
Because
stupid
if you
I
tell
look
two
and sound.
friends, and they tell two friends, and they tell
That's
two
right.
friends.
That's right. So before we leave you, bring a friend, and we'll see you at the racetrack.